Loud cheers outside the U.S. Supreme Court today. Our top story, a ruling many call a victory for religious freedom.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Beth Farnsworth.
And I'm C.J. Ward. We begin tonight with a Supreme Court decision that's enraged pro-choice advocates and buoyed pro-life supporters.
The High Court ruled employers can refuse to pay for a woman's birth control if providing contraceptives violates the company's religious beliefs. The decision is a political blow to Obamacare and divides the court along ideological lines. The 4 liberal judges and all 3 female justices opposed the ruling in the contraceptives case. In dissent, Judge Ruth Bader Ginsburg wrote the court has, quote, ventured into a minefield, adding the ruling would disadvantage employees who do not share their employer's religious beliefs.
And the employer bringing suit is an Oklahoma retail giant. Any federal law mandating them to provide birth control they consider tantamount to abortion. News Channel 3 Sharon Rajet shows us how the decision is fanning passions on both sides.
A deeply divided decision, 5-4, with all 3 of the Supreme Court female justices voting no. But in the end, the High Court's ruling favored the religious rights of certain company owners over the rights of female employees when it comes to receiving the full contraceptive coverage promised by the Affordable Care Act.
Today's decision is a landmark decision for religious freedom.
At the center of the case is the Oklahoma-based arts and crafts chain Hobby Lobby. It's owned by a devout Southern Baptist family. They have more than 500 stores, including one in Oxnard, with more than 15,000 employees. The family says Obamacare's mandate that they provide insurance coverage for all forms of birth control violates their religious rights.
The Supreme Court recognized that American families do not lose their fundamental rights when they open a family business.
Over at Planned Parenthood in Santa Barbara, a deep disappointment.
We were hoping that employers would do the right thing by providing coverage and that the Supreme Court would, come down on the side of women's rights.
Hobby Lobby had originally objected to emergency contraceptives like the morning after pills and IUDs because they considered them to be a form of abortion. But the ruling now allows for certain companies to opt out of all types of birth control if it goes against religious beliefs.
I'm hoping that employers will understand the needs of women and choose to include birth control as an option under their employee health care plan.
Now, it's unclear exactly how many companies will actually opt out of providing contraceptives based on religious beliefs, but the question now is, will the High Court's decision open the door to more health care challenges based on religious grounds? In Santa Barbara, I'm Sharon Rajet.
Congresswoman Lois Capps says she is disappointed by today's decision. She is, quote, disheartened the court has chosen to take a woman's personal health care decision out of her own hands and put it into the hands of her boss, end quote.
Minimum wage.